So hey guys, and welcome to the video, and welcome back to another episode of my Perfect Park series here on Planet Coaster. In the last episode we built this GCI wooden roller coaster. If you haven't seen it, definitely go and watch it. It's definitely worth the watch. I reckon you guys will enjoy it. In this video I'm going to build the station. Now, this was a bit of a difficult task for me because I didn't know what direction to take this in. I knew what theme I wanted, so I wanted that fairy tale getting lost in the woods kind of theme. You know, you've been taken by a magical creature, something along those lines. But I didn't know what I wanted the building to be like exactly, so in this video there's a lot of experimentation, a lot of taking things down, a lot of taking roofs down and replacing them with new roofs, etc, etc. Again, I'm not the best builder in Planet Coaster, but I really give this my best shot. So as you can see now, I'm building the basic structure which will enclose this station in this building. Now, there was one thing that I definitely wanted to do, and that was enclose the station in different areas. So you'll see me do that in this video. I don't finish the station entirely off in this video. It's still a little rough around the edges, but what I will do is I will take this off camera and I will spruce things up nicely. So in regards to the train coming in and out of the building, it took me a while to really decide what I wanted to do, because again, I wanted this building to be in different sections. So the way I end up doing it, I feel like was the best way, but again, you'll see that towards the end of the video. Here again, I'm just building that basic outline, giving myself a canvas that I can work on. So yeah, I'm going to speed this up and I will come back in a second. Right, so here we are. I'm starting to put the roof on the building now. I decided to go with these long roof pieces just because I felt like it really gave that fairy tale vibe that I was trying to go for. Towards the end of the video, you'll start to see this coming together. Like I said at the start of the video, again, a lot of this was trial and error. A lot of this was taking pieces away, adding pieces, just seeing what would have worked. So you can see me building the roof in a formation like this. Now the reason that I do this and I leave this bit open in the middle is because I want this building to have an attic. I want it to have an upper floor area because I feel like sort of fairy tale big houses or big sort of castle-like houses have these upper floors, have these attics, and again, that's something that I really try to bring to this building. Now, as you'll see in a second, the roof to the building, to the station building, won't be these elongated roof pieces. They'll actually be wooden floor pieces, and they will level off the roof in the station nicely. The reason I chose to do this was because if you looked up, you would just have this massive void when you were looking inside of the station, and I didn't want that. I didn't want this massive void where the upper floors were, because you have to remember, this is a facade. This building isn't really used for being anything useful. It's not used as a home, a big spooky home. It's a facade. So if you think to Alton Towers, a lot of the shops down Tower Street, they're facades. If you look at Disney, going down Main Street, a lot of those buildings are facades. I really wanted to go for this, and again, I didn't want this big ugly void to be there when you looked up. Sort of if you were to look up in like a massive supermarket, for example, say like you go to Asda, you look up, there's this big ugly roof. I didn't want that to be there. Again, I wanted this to be nice, I wanted this to be themed, and I really tried to do that to the best of my abilities. In this video, I don't go into too much detail on the inside of the station. Again, that's something I'm going to choose to do off camera because the video would just be too long. I like to keep these Planet Coaster episodes to sort of a minimum of about half an hour to 40 minutes. Anything over that, and I feel like it'd begin to get a bit of a grind to watch, so I really try and avoid making episodes longer than that. Now, talking about future episodes, I've got a few plans for what I want to do in this park next. The next big coaster that I want to do in this park is an Intamin accelerated launched coaster. So I want to build something like Rita at Alton Towers, but I want to make it better and I want to make it bigger. So around the entrance area that I built in the first episode, I sort of wanted to interact with that, but I don't want it to be part of that. So what I mean by that is I will have the roller coaster station in a different area of the park, but I will have the roller coaster track come down to the entrance, swoop around a bit, do a few elements, and then go back to its specific area. So I'm going to have it near the station, but not too near the station. Again, though, it's just one of those things, like, because this is my perfect park, I can pretty much do whatever I like with it. Because again, it's a dream park. It's not meant to be realistic, but it is meant to be realistic, if that makes sense. So I really want to add roller coasters that I would want to see. So I do want to do a better Rita, because I feel like Alton Towers could have made Rita better if they really wanted to, if they had the budget to, in fact, because you got to remember that the budget for Rita wasn't as big as it was for something like the Smiler or Wicker Man. Again, I've said this plenty of times in my videos, but Rita was meant to be incorporated into Stealth, so that it was meant to be one massive layout. And if they did that, it really would have been a world-class coaster. But they didn't do that because of budget constraints again. So I sort of want to do what Alton Towers never did with Rita, and I want to make it this big coaster that sort of weaves in and out of other coasters and goes into different areas. Again, it's not going to be themed to anything in particular, I don't think, but again, it's something that I really want to do, and it's something that's coming in the next episode. So guys, I'm just going to stop rambling now, and I'm going to speed up the footage and see you in a second. Right, so welcome back. So here you can see I've just put on these windows to the side of the building, so both sides of the building. Now the reason that I went for these style windows is because it really adds to that fantasy mansion aesthetic that I was going for. That's why I add these balcony pieces. I really like the sort of middle section of this building, that very, very, very top floor. Where that big window is. I love that, because if you was actually able to go into this building, you could look out, you could go out onto that window and you could look out and you could see for miles. I absolutely love that part of the building, and to be honest with you, that's the part of the building that I'm most happy with. So the building did work out. When I was building it, I was scared that it didn't look quite right. But again, as I said at the start of the video, a lot of this was trial and error. In fact, that is pretty much how I play Planet Coaster. I will build something, for instance, and I'll look at it after building probably half of it and go, oh, I'm not happy with this, tear it down and start again. I'm sure you've noticed that as this series has gone along, I've done that quite a few times. To be honest with you, I do it a lot when I'm building coasters. I will build a section of track, or I'll build an element or a few elements, or a turnaround section, and I'll go, nah, not happy with that. Go back and change it. In fact, that's something that I did after recording this. I did that to Comet, which is our B&M Hyper, which is actually to the right of this roller coaster. If you look to the right while I'm building this station, you can actually see it. If you didn't see the episode where I actually built the B&M Hyper, then please go back and watch it. I forgot what episode it is now, but it's labelled. I label each Planet Coaster episode to what I'm doing. So for instance, if I'm building a station, the video will be labelled building the station, or if I'm building the B&M Hyper, it'll be labelled building the B&M Hyper. And I do that on all of my Planet Coaster videos, just not to confuse people, to be honest with you. So you know what you're getting into before you watch the video. But yeah, again, I'm really happy with the way that this building turned out, actually. It started off a mess and then actually became good. Again, Planet Coaster is a lot of trial and error. And I feel like that's a classic. This is a classic example of that. So now, one thing that actually came out this week that I wanted to talk about was the console edition of Planet Coaster. So I've spent quite a bit of time with Planet Coaster on console, and you know what? I actually really like it. It's a great addition of Planet Coaster for me to go to if, for instance, I just want to chill out. If I had a long day at work, I want to chill out, kick back on the sofa, throw on some Planet Coaster on my Xbox One, and you know, just basically relax. But the reason I got it on the Xbox One as opposed to the PlayStation 4, because I have both, is because I'm planning to get the Xbox Series X. When they come back in stock, I've got my finger ready on the buy button to buy one. I really don't know where I'm going to buy one from yet. I just know when they come back in stock, and if I can get it for a decent price, so the launch price, then I'm going to purchase one. And again, Planet Coaster will be one of the first games that I install on the Xbox One X, because there's actually a limit to what you can build on the Xbox One. So PC, pretty much any PC with over 8GB of RAM can handle a park fairly well. But on a console, you don't have that freedom because of console limitations. So obviously the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One really aren't up to PC specs. So what I mean by that is they really aren't as powerful as a PC, for example. In fact, when they came out, they were the equivalent of low-end PCs. And if you think about it, that was 5 years ago. The technology industry moves on so quickly in terms of processing power and new components and things like that. So you got to think that I'm not surprised that basically that there is a limit to what this version of Planet Coaster can do. But once I get the Xbox Series X, I'm hoping that I will be able to do more with it. But so far, I'm having great fun with the version of Planet Coaster that has come out on console. The controls do take a bit of getting used to. Again, on PC, you don't realise how many controls there actually are for this game until you translate it over to a console, and you know, it starts becoming a bit more harder to control. But again, I feel like they did it perfectly. They did it in a way that makes sense, and they did it in a way that after a bit of practice, you'll be able to really get to grips with. So guys, as you can see here, I'm starting to plant some trees around the roller coaster. Again, like I said in the earlier parts of this episode, this is where I start hiding the roller coaster from view. Again, like I said earlier, I wanted to really enclose those lower sections of the roller coaster from view from the rest of the park, and I wanted to enclose some of the sections of the roller coaster from the rider itself. So when you were riding this roller coaster, you didn't know where you were going, and if you were riding this roller coaster for the first time, it would really be an intense experience because you didn't know where you were going. So guys, I'm going to speed up the footage now, and I'm going to come back to you in a second. So here we go, you can see me placing the final set of trees now around the turnaround section of this roller coaster. I really hope you can see what I mean by I really try to enclose this roller coaster in so you can't see any low part of it. Again, you may be able to see the top of it from quite a distance actually, but you won't be able to see the lower parts of the roller coaster above the trees. Again, I want to keep this roller coaster shrouded in mystery until you ride it. So here you can see me start to put some trees in between the roller coaster sections itself, but again I go into more detail off camera, and I'll definitely provide a POV for you guys of those changes when I get round to it, either in a later episode or the next episode. I decided to add some special mist effects to this roller coaster as well, just to add to that fairy tale aesthetic, and just add to that intensity, add to that atmosphere that I'm really trying to go for with this roller coaster. So guys, we have come to the end of the episode, unfortunately. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have and you like the station building, or you don't like it, please let me know what you think of this down in the comments. Let's start a conversation. Also, if you've got to this section in the video, you obviously like it, so please do click that like button for me and click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a single video here on iCoaster. I do Planet Coaster videos every Monday, and I do a sit down video and a talk video every Friday. So if you like theme park content, then please do stick around, because there's plenty more in the pipeline for you guys. Again, I've been Ryan from iCoaster, and I shall see you in the next video. Enjoy this POV.